YouTube, what's up? It's your boy Crypto J coming at you guys with another J Talks Crypto. If you're brand new to the channel, hit the subscribe button as well as bell notification. Do my best each and every day to give you guys the top picks in cryptocurrency. And guys, nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. We're going to talk about some Bitcoin. We're going to talk about the state of the market, my thoughts and opinions, kind of what I was saying, guys. I mean, I hate to say that I was spot on the money on this one, but again, it does look like Bitcoin's starting to slip back. As a matter of fact, I told you guys that I would probably have a buy position down at 102.96 or lower because the market was just not looking like it was in a any kind of a position really where we would not dump. And based off of the days that we were pumping, I just didn't feel very good about it. You guys can see we created a rising wedge right here. And then Bitcoin creates like this nasty head and shoulders and it just starts breaking down. We lost some key levels of support there. Also, we had a rising wedge over here that created and dumped us down here. So, in my opinion, this is textbook accumulation, and I just want to talk about it because we might see some more volatility in the market. But I also want to kind of talk about Bitcoin in the long term because ultimately I'm a long term person. I don't know about you. I don't know your position in the space if you're here for a short time or if you're here for a long time. I'm here for a long time. So, this is one website that I like to use. It's called Bitbo. And they have really good tools. I actually like their chart even probably a little better than CoinMarketCap. It's real time. Um, but I also like some of their other tools that they have, which I need to find these tools now because they've moved them. It's usually right up there. Give me 1 second to find the tools. Bitbo charts. Alright, boom. I told you 1 second. That's all I need. But I like these tools because they're more long term predictions. And I haven't looked at these. I just want to tell you guys I have not looked at these. Also, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Um, just talking about cryptocurrency today. So don't buy any of it. But this is our Bitcoin stock to flow model. Now, I've had people tell me that that this is broken, basically, that this is not something that you can still use. Um, Ultimately, these are all indicators, and they're not always going to be right. But I do still believe the stock to flow is a solid model. I mean, yeah, we broke down a bit on this, but I do think that we are still due. But I mean, if you look at this heat chart too, right? You could see that when we go to red to orange, and then we go to yellow, and then we go green, it's usually because we need to see a market correction. Maybe Bitcoin needs to see a little bit more correction before it runs up. As you can see here, we go into the green, and what happens? We ran up a whole bunch. As a matter of fact, Bitcoin price was like 16,000 here, $16,000 here, and then it ran all the way up. So again, I don't think it's the end of the cycle, but I do think that this cycle is going to be a little bit possibly more drawn out than people expect, which is what I was already kind of thinking. Also, looking at our RSI as well. I mean, right now, if you're looking at Bitcoin too, we got a shoulder head shoulder here, a shoulder head shoulder here on the 1 year, right? Our 1 year is not looking hot, and so I mean, you already seen we're breaking down on the weekly, and this trend is looking to me like it's already starting to reverse. Now, there's always market manipulation that can happen, but I do think in a situation like this, a lot of people are going to be hitting the slopes. They're going to be looking for Bitcoin at a cheaper price. I would be paying attention to Bitcoin at a cheaper price, possibly even correction all the way down to 80K. But we'll see. We'll see what happens on Bitcoin. If this thing drops under $100,000, then I'm dollar cost averaging my behind off into Bitcoin. That's all I'm saying. You do what you want, obviously. But again, some of these more long-term metrics are showing that Bitcoin still has some gas in the tank. Now, there's some other indicators also that I like to use. We could look at any of these indicators, really. I like to look at the RSI too. RSI is also a good indicator. Now, in our RSI, we also have a shoulder head shoulder forming here, a sign that we might see some more fear in the market. But at the same time, right, we still have a bull flag. This could still turn around. And that's why I said maybe 102, because maybe it doesn't break all the way down. I mean, that would kind of stand to, I think, a little bit the RSI prediction that I'd have just based off of this RSI chart. So, like check the beam indicator also. They have a lot of indicators on here. So you could see right here that same head shoulders pattern forming on our beam indicator. Um, you know, sheesh. I mean, we've seen Bitcoin go from red to orange to yellow and then green, right? That green could be a correction, right? This yellow into this green. This yellow starting to turn a little bit green, um, which is again an indicator that we might need to see some more sell-off in the market. And I'm just being 100% with you. I'm just seeing this for the first time too, so I don't want you guys to think that I don't know, but let's look at the fear greed index chart too. So this is the same fear greed index that we had on CoinMarketCap that we use all the time, but this is just it mapped out as a chart. You can see too where we're in this green and how the price kind of goes. Again, we head into this orange and then we start seeing some sell off, right? Same thing, this orange sell off, right? Um, so again, fear greed index showing that we might start seeing some more fear in the market. Been seeing a lot of market manipulation, right? We could also look at our moving averages also if we want to. A lot of good tools in here. Price cycle top indicator. Um, Also showing that we're still kind of riding this wave. I mean, we haven't fully broken down on the pie chart actually. So, I mean, but we have had times where we've crossed this line. You see where we cross up under the line and then we reverse the trend, right? We might see something possibly similar happen. We've been seeing a lot of craziness happen in the market. And again, I could be wrong. Anything can happen. I'm just giving you my views. And again, I don't think that this cycle is over. I think that this is just looking like an accumulation zone for a lot of people. I think a lot of big institutions and governments and stuff are probably interested in Bitcoin. I mean, we're hearing about that in the news, right? These guys are talking about Bitcoin and how interested they are in it. So again, we do know that we see a lot of this kind of stuff, shaking of these guys, these paper handsers, like we call them sometimes in crypto. For the people that are long in crypto, for the people that are long in Bitcoin, I do believe in Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin will hit a million. I do think it'll happen. Do I think it'll happen this cycle? No, I don't think it'll happen this cycle. But I don't think that this cycle's over. I mean, I still think our stock to flow is showing that we are going to see probably some correction. A couple of these charts, right? We've just looked at a couple charts that look like they might be pointing that we need to see a correction. That's just me personally. That's just personally what I think. I could totally be wrong, but again, this red to orange to yellow, right? Red, orange, yellow. Red, orange, yellow, right? Interesting. This is some extreme market manipulation here. But we just got to be careful because over here we had some red to orange and we had a little bit of yellow, some chop, and then we took off. But this is kind of looking like shoulder head shoulders, looking very similar to this right here, where we need to see a price correction in Bitcoin, which would totally, just want to say this too, if that was to happen, that would totally be necessary because you have to understand that this cycle started in 2013 when Bitcoin was at 16,000, like I showed you guys. So Bitcoin, like Bitcoin went all the way up to like 120 something. It needs time to correct, guys. These things correct, and sometimes corrections are big, and it's a possibility that we see a big correction in the market. I'm just keeping it 100. I've always kept it 100 with you guys. Not telling you to go sell all your cryptocurrency or anything like that. What you decide to do with your coins is up to you. I'm not even saying that the cycle's over because I already said a couple times that I do not think that the cycle is over. I think that this cycle is going to be more drawn out than other cycles. And I'm very interested to see what pops off on different blockchains because I haven't heard of a lot of stuff, but at the same time, we do know that there's coins being launched every single day. There's people that are addicted to this, like me, a little bit. But again, I do think that there's going to be some rockiness in the market. I think that it's going to be a very volatile time, and I do think that we might have a possibility of just seeing some more sell-off um, before a pump in the long term. And again, I just showed you the indicators to show you why I would think that. So like, I'm not trying to FUD up anything. I'm not telling you again to do anything, but Bitcoin does not want to start trending up under this blue line right here, this 20-day moving average. We want to stay above that trend. But again, Bitcoin holding on for dear life. It's looking very rocky. And we just cut the interest rate and the market dumped, which is what I was kind of concerned about because I don't know, I just feel like I don't know, can't say too much, right? But that's just kind of my skinny on Bitcoin. What I think can happen. Again, we can always reverse trend, but in my opinion, this trend is already. We talk about all the time when things trend sideways. It's a lack of demand, and just like people like making money on the way up, people also like making money on the way down. So you have to keep in mind that there's going to be people shorting, but then at the same time, I do think that there will be a short squeeze that will happen. There has to be a squeeze sooner or later because there's a lot of shorts rolling in. So that happens all the time. Again, they don't want you to make easy money. These bears have been kind of making easy money. In my opinion, this was easy money. I've been talking about this trend was already breaking down, looking sketchy. But Bitcoin now looking, yikes, very sketchy. Definitely would have to pay attention to this over the next couple days. I don't know what can pump the market, and when the market is like that, that's an indicator again that we might need to see some volatility. But how low Bitcoin goes, I really don't know. I don't. I mean, Andrew Tate said he thinks it's going to go to 20K. I don't think it's going to go to 20K. The cycle did start. Bitcoin was at 16K. I do think that we might see a pretty significant correction in Bitcoin. If we even had a 30% correction, I would understand. That would put us around like 80K. We're totally used to that. Bitcoin is used to that. But when that happens, that can really shake the market. So I just want you guys to be mentally prepared for anything that can happen in this market. Again, I could totally be wrong in this situation. We could bounce back. I already told you guys too that a possible zone or a possible level of support could be at 102. I still think that maybe 102 might be able to hold. Um, but we could see a double bottom down here. But right now, I mean, we're seeing a lot of sell off right now, and today is Wednesday. I mean, we need some bullish news on a Tuesday because right now this is looking like a broken trend, and it's looking like Bitcoin is struggling, right? But again, Bitcoin is no stranger to liquidating everybody. So, yeah, just some things to pay attention to about Bitcoin and kind of the state of the market. You can see the rest of the market kind of feeling also some of that pain. Not some of it not too bad, right? Some things are kind of holding on. I think Solana's holding on pretty decently. I think that Ethereum's holding pretty good. Binance coin now over $1,000, which is totally crazy to me, but that's also looking. I mean, all these charts are looking very yikes, not good. When we have this zone where the market's just moving sideways, that's not good. I'm telling you, it's not good. But you could see too, kind of where we're at on our RSI. We talked about the fact that it could be creating a bull flag, right? And you could see our RSI is looking like we're kind of headed into the oversold zone. That's why also I said that I think like maybe 102, because I think that will put enough fear into the market for us to be kind of oversold. Our altcoin season now tick back to 31. Fear index coming in at a 34, and the market just dumping today. But um, we'll see what's gonna happen. I mean, usually Q4 is has some bullish momentum, but again, we're getting kind of late into the cycle now. Um, so just a little bit concerned for the health of Bitcoin. We do always talk about Bitcoin on the channel because Bitcoin is the life of the market. I mean, if there's no healthy Bitcoin, then the market's not going to be healthy. So, um, again, just something to pay attention to on Bitcoin. Just my thoughts on Bitcoin. I'm not trying to be a bear, but again, the market needs time to breathe. It needs time to recover. So corrections are a good thing. Establishing new levels of support is a good thing. Um, and I do think that possibly again, Bitcoin is looking a little bit compromised, just a little bit. Might need to see a little bit of a retest in a situation like this. But again, could always be wrong. I'm not a fortune teller. I can't tell the future. I just gave you guys my honest thoughts based off of my analytics, and you saw it all on my screen. So I'm just giving you guys transparency. If you appreciate that, let me know in the comment section. Hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. It all helps. All the liking, all the commenting, all that stuff, all helps. So I appreciate it, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.